this space as we are here to all celebrate our lovely friend Hunter and his book release. So with that, I'll invite everyone to go ahead and open their cans. Maybe grab another one for the time that we're here so that you can settle. And turn your phones onto airplane mode. Or you can turn them off. Your choice. Yes, everyone who's not taking out your phone, I'm looking at you. I'll actually do the same. Just mine. Alright, thank you for opening that. So, as we, enter here, I just want to remind everyone that we are here gathered in this space, in a very public space. So there's going to be sounds, there's going to be noises, there'll be lights. But it's our responsibility to stay focused and present for this time that we're here to spend with our good friend. And with that, I'll invite everyone to just go ahead and close your eyes. Let's find a nice, easy seat in your chair. Try to sit up on both of your sit bones. Taking any adjustments that you may need. With your hands, just raise your thighs. Maybe giving them a gentle squeeze. Eventually finding a place for your hands to rest with your eyes closed. And we're going to take a cleansing breath together. So on your exhale, I want you to sigh out of your mouth. So when you're ready, inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. One more, breathe in. And out. Letting the shoulders drop away from the ears. And settling into the space. Maybe feeling the air, feeling the can in your hands. I'll invite you to create your intention for the time that we're here tonight. You can base your intention on the answer to this question. How do I wish to show up in this space? Some examples can be, I am present, I'm open. Placing however you'd like to show up in an I am statement. Remembering that as the night goes on, your mind might wander, but I invite you to bring your mind back to your intention. It's the reason that you're here. It's how you wish to be. Let's take another cleansing breath together. Breathe in through the nose. And out the mouth. Sealing the lips. And slowly start blinking open your eyes. Finding our friend sharing his lip.
This is the Inexplicable cell. For all those who made Boise home. Part 1. Search. A way of life cannot be successful so long as it is a mere intellectual conviction. It must be deeply felt, deeply believed, dominant even in dreams. Bertrand Russell, New Hopes for a Changing World. Dust of long-forgotten stars, we are cosmic irregularities, exceptions to the great chaos of existence. How we yearn for solidity when vast expanses of fleeing time remind us how small, how impermanent. No less are we for this truth. Infinite still the web of populated dreamscapes, visions of what may make meaning in the blips we inhabit. For tragedy enjoins beauty, the shadow of each made from the other's light. We remain nothing if not eternal vibrations, a long, deep breath. The day's warmth rising on my back, ripples of soft stone, patterned, repetitive influence. If I am trapped, is it a prison of my own making? Slender blonde wood where wind brushes and bends, fictitious choice. These crude, hopeless bodies, inordinate desire, Having is the most tenuous of states. Absence is perfection. A clock tower booms over a market square. Children gather rocks and lovers climb cathedral steps to admit greater vistas. Gnats devour the air as light yields to evening's passion. Through telescopic eyes, Daybah Bay is a sheet of moving glass. Swaths of dark water, columns of illumination. Avian cries cut serenity with elegant tremors. Faded light. Attunement is elusive, especially those senses numbed by the culture. What is lost when refracted rays of splintered yearning go unacknowledged? A salve born of awe for the world weary, available and at hand. Revelations must be. Spirit's brightness, a matter of perspective, a poet's tool for reclamation. Meaning is an act of subjective interpretation. Jared K. Anderson, Something in the Woods Loves Me. In poetry, at its highest order, is a secular transcendence, a pathway to faith's clarity. Poetry is unconstrained by words. It is a language comprehensible in the unexpected warmth of a late fall afternoon. To live poetically is to grapple with, using one's attention, the distance between what we know and what we feel. Wind on cheek and a turn's efficiency of flight are unified in their sensuality. Tension between quivering grass and the sun's death can be a relief. Worn hands shaping dough, the scent of a lover as evocative as hunger. Desperate pursuit, the next meal a seasoned guide. Harmony at last, when the train of meaning is released and the clouds' languid searching is sufficient. I cannot conceive of an act more vital than believing we can and will do better. To tend to our lives with care takes the assurance of a mother who will not allow her child to go unloved. Those who have known this kind of hunger cannot entirely love ever again those who have not. Barbara Kingsolver, The Poison Bible. There's a hole where touch was, next to trust and ease, long absent now. Much is made of longing, its force I cannot deny, yet what of the little affections tiding us over, bridging the space between intimacies? I am a divided self, divvied portions of varied interests. What one part wants, another despises. Sauntering toward unity, I am undone by fear, collapsed. Shallow wells of hope within bouts of aching thirst. Sometimes I marvel at the pace of this life. Youth drifting, responsibility breaching for air. How to know what to trust, who to love. Unanswerable questions until such a time as we return the pieces of the divided self into a yearning, wanting whole.
It's true that here in the US, every year the culture gets more and more hostile. I don't mean hostile like angry, just it becomes more and more difficult to ask people to read or to look at a piece of art for an hour or to listen to a piece of music that's complicated and that takes work to understand because, well, there are a lot of reasons, but particularly now in computer and internet culture, everything is so fast. And the faster things go, the more we feed that part of ourselves, but don't feed the part of ourselves that likes quiet, that can live in quiet, that can live without any kind of stimulation. I don't know.
Expressions of light, of energy, form and shape and imperative language. All that is, all that isn't, are variations of the same source. A soliloquy between disparate matter. How to make meaning of chaos. how to parse through the excess and fluff to find forms and shapes that provide worthwhile story. When I think about my younger self, I can hardly follow the progression. At times it feels abrupt, truncated, other times circuitous. I struggle with accepting what is at hand when so many variations before and ahead cry out, balk, jeer. What might have been, what may still be, easing into the here is a mighty challenge. There are a few wants I cannot access, yet there's a near constant gnawing, a request for more. Is it grandeur? Is it one of the ego's many forms? I dream of an ever-continuing map on which to draw the outlines of my life. I am aware of my fortune and yet still seek more. More connection with others, with myself, with the natural world. More triumphs and failures, genuine questions and hopeful answers. Is this mindset one of insatiable hunger? What differentiates the adventurer from the conqueror? Part 2, passion. Before long, before anyone realizes, I'll be gone from here. Raymond Carver, The Cobweb. Laughter preceded connection, a wrinkling of eyes, questioning skin, a night of unexpected intimacy when so much hurt pressed into excess space. Sometimes I ask myself quietly when alone, what to make of all this. Sparkling light on the river, carefree dancing bodies, a look from a friend who does not doubt my love for them. These moments with the sure bite of departure, a season wanting for nothing but presence, and our breath, our bodies, our beauty. When the sky grows dark and logs charred black breathe their life into heat, I will remember these days of ease with poignant longing. Old feelings persist with the stubbornness of bias. All that splendor, all this loss. August afternoons along a sun-baked river reflecting a gibbous moon. You stand to thighs emptying yourself to become full again. Up here, where trees reign, light plays as worryless children do. You asked me not to hurt you. You pleaded for a certainty I could not give. Disparate truth. Though deliberate, departure gnaws like unresolved hunger. Branches heavy with leaves are allegories, innate as wonder. A hummingbird drinks from a dark red flower. I will return as water does to the mountains. For Dad. The glowing ember of dusk is an elegy to past time. As the sun arches and echo rises of foregone days. Sound of balls smacking mitt, churning legs atop grass. Fields of youth where Herculean fathers brush the sky. Sun's desperate eyes darting between flashes of sun and cloud. I see my father as he first guided me. Taut, a wire of strength, all lightness and ease. His life and the life of our family still taking shape. Amber fades to pink as the ball falls. I am ready to catch it, to become who he believes I may be. To care for our words is to care for ourselves. Syntax, a kind of animating force. The creamy plumage of the heron, for example, or the gasp you let slip when your body touched the icy river. Images we discover and how we express them are acts of worship. A poem is a prayer. Each story told, a form of supplication. I've never known for certain what I believe. Doubt and regret have often told me when I've gotten it wrong. All I know is that words are doors, and an honestly written phrase is how the world reminds us of its possibilities. Strength, balance, and ease. From this foundation, we find our power. Yoga instructor at the Commons Climbing Gym in Boise, Idaho. Blue sarong fluttering in the mountain wind. Denuded trees as long as mysteries. There's quiet and there's noise, and again quiet. A stillness as subtle as the earth's axis tilting. Where light falls, life grows. Songs sung without breath, chest heaving as anguish leaves the body. For what we hold, we lose. The eternal battle of forgiveness. I say to her, be. She nods knowingly. I say to myself, be true. Doubt pricks skin, tugs shoulders, wants, asks, demands. Gone are days lacking wonder. Echoes of birdsong in this well-worn heart. I've seen this before, she said. Long, thick strands of hair falling from my fingers. Deja vu of a time not experienced but yearned for. The usual sequencing of experience and memory inverted by a spring day feverish with glee. An internal clock ticks. Seconds fall like nameless soldiers. Distant rumbling, a sense of approach, an exceptionally fragile equilibrium. We collapse upon ourselves like dying stars. The light released reaches far beyond awareness or even comprehension.
And with that, I'll ask everyone to close your eyes once again. Go ahead and find your sits bones down on the chair beneath you. Maybe move your feet around. Just see, maybe stretch out your legs a little bit. Give out any wiggles. And then find a place for them to rest. A place to be still. I invite you to visualize your kitchen table in its most perfect form. It can be dirty, clean. And on your table, imagine a stack of Post-it notes and a pen. Walking up to the Post-it notes, grab the pen and write down the top 3 things that have been taking up most of your brain space today. Personal things. And once you have those things written down, I invite you to pick up your Post-it note and visualize walking it over to your bathroom mirror, placing it there. Remembering that this next time, a few minutes, half an hour, we have an intention to be here in this room. To stay present, to focus our energy on what we want. And now I'll invite you to create an intention that's lasting beyond this room. Create an intention based on the answers to this question. Who do I wish to be in my next chapter of life? Next season of life, what do I wish to embody that I'm not embodying right now? How do I want to feel? And throughout this next bit of time and the following days and music festivals and months, remember this. Bring your energy back to this. And the list that you have on your bathroom mirror, those things are probably holding you back. We just have to remember our intention, who we wish to be. Let's take another cleansing breath together. Breathe in through the nose and out the mouth. One more breathe in. Sealing the lips, letting your body breathe at a natural tempo, and then slowly blinking open the eyes.
into the trap that the world presents. You should be able to enter it, partake of it, understand it, and yet know that what is moving and directing you, guiding you through life, is not altogether represented by the world in which one lives, you see. That there are other things that are invisible, inscrutable, intangible, that are not embraced in what we call the world.
Can you be specific about these non-specifics?
Let us put it very, very simply. When one says man does not live by bread alone, do you know what is meant by that? And that's a very big symbolic statement put in a few words. What it means is, it isn't his success in the struggle for life, his getting bread, getting security, raising children, and so on, all that enters into what we call life. That isn't what sustains him and supports him. It's something that you can't put your finger on. It's spirit. And you can't name it. And you can't define it, you see. It's bigger than everything else. It includes it all.
Part 3, Discovery. And so I learned what solitude really was. It was the raw material, awesome, malleable, older than men or worlds or water. And it was merciless, for it let a man become precisely what he alone made himself. David James Duncan, The River Why. He stands at the corner, thus long overdue. Phone clicked, scrolls. Looks down the long street ahead, as if awaiting an urgent messenger. A lone cyclist passes. A man whose life has not caught up to his expectations experiences the silence of anticipation, a flattening of time. He is neither where he's heading nor where he is. His phone provides no answers. Then it happens. A woodpecker alights on the tree beside him, tilts its head, exhibits swift deliberation, does not question its place. One hop, branch to branch, then departure. The man nearly misses the arriving bus, straining to hold the splash of red on the woodpecker's head. Old lessons require new contexts to be understood. Men trudge forward, scorching earth as women wait and bide. There is a lineage of violence men are born of which cannot be denied nor ignored. Power begets corruption, violence begets more violence. Is it a paradox that people want simple answers to complex questions? Can equity and security coexist? Must the individual supersede the communal? Is it possible to take in all this beauty? Finding a way forward is not easy. Hell, try breathing without thinking. A web of infinite interconnection while the ego clocks in, clocks out, pins shoulder to the mat. The springtime mallard lifts gracefully to the sky without the unbearable weight of doubt. Ever present are the false selves of modernity. Advertisements, narrative constructs, visual presentations to manipulative ends. Material and success are shiny things with darker, truer, grittier pasts. Is anyone anyone? Are you you? You could get everything you've ever wanted and still be nowhere. Hope just means another world might be possible, not promised. Hope calls for action. Action is impossible without hope. Rebecca Solnit, Hope in the Dark. Let her fly in hope she never purchased. A sentence understood is more intimate than a kiss.
There's nothing new in human experience, Mr. Tully. Each generation thinks it invented debauchery or suffering or rebellion, but man's every impulse and appetite, from the disgusting to the sublime, is on display right here, all around you. So, before you dismiss something as boring or irrelevant, remember, if you truly want to understand the present or yourself, you must begin in the past. You see, history is not simply the study of the past, it is an explanation of the present.
Where have I gone if I have arrived here? All those loping, disjointed steps. How many summers spent imagining endlessness, pulling blades of grass up too? The abundance of bird sound comes as a shock. Has it been here this whole time? How have I missed it? Gratitude is a sport we relearn to play. The engine of an orange truck revs helplessly. 2 young women laugh on a nearby blanket. There is sun and there is heat, and I am as blank as the sky. Each day is a mystery, each season an enigma. My ego intrudes and I fight and fight until forgetfulness brings back presence. We are here until we aren't. Then we are a dancing blade of grass. Part 4, release. Longing, we say, because desire is full of endless distances. I must have been the same to her. Robert Haas, Meditation in Lagunitas. How can I not be the same for her? Choked up, dish in hand, Tanner in the doorway before me, thinking of Haas's poem and of her shoulder in my poem and the power of this life and its experiences and my place in it and the power I feel of late and the awareness this can be directed toward good, toward love. The possibility of what might be alongside trust in what already is. The calling of the mountains which remains steady as a drumbeat, rhythmic, nearly a chant, a physical mantra, a talisman. The breathlessness when my body meets alpine water, the weightlessness of air apart from earth while falling, and my body's intuition growing with a strength I never could have foreseen, let alone trusted to this degree, which allows for so much joy and wonder and possibility. And the trust and love Luke feels for me, which grows each time I see him, that sweet boy, my namesake, whose love I hold as the greatest of all privileges, as reason to be a good man so that I may live up to the honor, the great gift my sister bestowed upon me of his name, our name, which, given first by my own mother and father, means so much. Indented shapes play with darkness. Her face touched in squares and slanted prisms, cheek, nose, eyes, shrouded all that isn't touched. This has been true of her so far, alluringly moonlit, the rest unknown to me, a mystery. The length of 2 nights in proportion to the fullness of the moon. Conversation like lunar tides. She remains as image now, excerpts and flashes. A presence powerful, magnetic, this disruptive afterglow, energy perpetuated in my body. I haven't slept and I can't either. Thoughts and images seeking form, craving categorization. But how to capture interconnectedness? How to turn magic into words, to encase it with syntax? Beauty as elusive as her face, where moonlight has yet to touch. An imprint of you remains, like a carousel it circles, flickering with light. Angles of body against shadows, lines of being intersecting, a whisper upon sleepless ears. Your voice came to me in the night, and in its softness I found solace. What are we to do when the force of leaping moments requires linguistic recollection? Where to start with the smoothness of your cheek in my palm and your hip pressed against mine, breath hushed in darkness? or the sweet slip of your body into the lightless river, untracked hours, droplets falling off your breasts like stars. In the aftermath, I am a storyteller turned inward, a bard without an audience. There are songs and there are echoes, those reverberations of meaning. Why do we deafen ourselves to the poetry of their reminding? I am tired and weakened by multitudes, by the fullness of elongated moments. If I could only forget, I thought now in Spanish. If you'd only grant me your forgetting. Javier Marias, your face tomorrow. What if fear were an invitation? Elizabeth's stomach pulses atop a fallen tree. It's a Sunday afternoon in the forest, day sleek with our sweat. Anna Grace raises her arms across the river, and I watch her watch Tanner approach, light glowing in her eyes. I see, rather than hear, her laughter. AG and Tanner stack cairns carefully as penumbra's edge shapes with what is lacked. Our eyes meet, Elizabeth's and mine, a smile from within, cheeks pulled wide by something intangible. This is love, what I feel, and how rare it is to know that. Statistics tell stories of lifespan, likelihood, best and worst case scenarios. All of those metrics miss this. Friends beside a river at play, selves searching, a flash of youth. Impermanence stretches these afternoons infinitely. It gives this awe the power to defy death.
Whorls of water bursting with light. Sun rays reflected and refracting at all angles. Churn, sputter, voluminous movement. A tan butterfly alights briefly on my chest. A year ago, I came here a less realized version of myself. Downstream, an osprey dives and snatches. Aspens along the river, a brotherhood, the spitting river, a confidant I may always return to. Each poem, like each season, ends in a question. Shall this be remembered? Shall this be remembered? Shall this be remembered?